mental health and well being. The evidence seems to indicate a direct link between low levels of self acceptance and mental illness, but there are other ways that low self acceptance affect your daily life, work, relationships, and well being. Here are 5 examples. Self acceptance helps you control your emotions. A lack of self acceptance can affect the part of your brain responsible for controlling your emotions. This can lead to mental imbalance and emotional outbursts as a result of elevated anxiety, stress, or anger. A lack of self acceptance limits your capacity for happiness. It also affects your psychological and emotional well being. It keeps you focused on the negative aspects of yourself, and these negative thoughts create negative emotions. By contrast, high levels of self acceptance are linked to more positive emotions and greater psychological well being. Self acceptance can boost your mood and shield you from the effects of stress and depression. Self acceptance helps you forgive yourself. Learning to accept yourself helps you to be less critical. It helps you create a more positive, compassionate, and balanced view of yourself. According to Dr. Srini Pillai of Harvard Medical School, acceptance and forgiveness go hand in hand. He says that the inability to accept and forgive ourselves cause us to split into different parts. These two parts, the one that needs to be forgiven and the one that needs to forgive, are at odds with one another. Self acceptance can help you bridge the gap between them, enabling you to forgive yourself for your mistakes and move on. This is essential for your well being, as dwelling on the past will keep you stuck in the cycle of negative thoughts and emotions. Self acceptance gives you more self confidence. Self acceptance can give you more confidence in yourself. It helps you understand that your perceived negative qualities don't define you or your worth. When you are confident, you are more likely to take action in spite of your fears. In contrast, a lack of self acceptance can hold you back and stop you from going after your dreams. Self acceptance helps you realize that failure doesn't define you and is always a learning opportunity on the path of success. Confidence can also give you greater independence. It allows you to make decisions for yourself without needing the approval of others. Self acceptance leads to self compassion. According to self compassion researcher, self compassion is more important for our mental and emotional well being than self esteem. She describes self compassion as giving yourself the same kindness and care you would give to a good friend. And anyone who struggles to accept themselves will agree that we tend to be our own worst enemies. Cultivating self compassion can help you be kinder to yourself when you fail and make more resilient to setbacks. Self acceptance helps you to be yourself. When you lack self acceptance, you are constantly trying to hide, censor, or repress your true self. This can leave you feeling drained. Self acceptance can help you show up more authentically without worrying about others' judgment of you. Especially when you accept yourself, you feel free to be your whole self. What drives self acceptance? Some people are naturally more self accepting than others. Have you ever wondered why that is? It's because our childhood experiences affect our levels of self acceptance as adults. Our parents or caregivers are the first ones to teach us which aspects of us are acceptable and which aren't. As children, we learn only to accept the part of ourselves that they deem acceptable. We judge the other part of ourselves as wrong. and we reject, suppress, and try to hide them. But the problem is that these judgments are arbitrary. They depend on the value and priorities of your parents or caregivers. For example, different emotions are considered acceptable in different families. If you grew up in a family in which anger was unacceptable, you might be unable to accept the part of yourselves that feel anger or rage. So, if your parents were highly critical or demanding, the voice of your inner critic will be likely too strong too. You may also have a fear of failure. On the other hand, those with more compassionate parents tend to show more compassion towards themselves. Children also don't know how to distinguish between their behavior and themselves. They think if their behavior is unacceptable, that means they are also unacceptable. Therefore, people whose parents were critical are more likely to struggle with self acceptance. People whose parents were more positive and affirming are more likely to have higher level of self acceptance. Thank you.